Hey, guess what? Guess what? You know what this is? You know what I'm wearing right now? Check it out! That's right, this right here is an authentic late 1990s original Pleasant Company American Girl pre-Mattel buyout jacket. Yes, I did originally get this jacket in the late 90s when I myself was still a child, and that's because I was a large child, so I stopped growing very early. I had my growth spurts very, very early on in life at like age 6 or 7 or something, and then I just like kind of stayed the same size. That's not entirely true. I am fairly tall for an adult woman, but I was also extremely tall for a little girl. So, as a result, I can still wear a lot of my clothes from childhood, including this jacket, which I absolutely love. I get to be vintage. In case you guys haven't noticed, I kind of love toys. I even started a business, Forever Home Friends, which has an entire toy element to it. I write books and I produce toys to go along with it. You've probably seen some of the other videos that I've done on this channel where I review books from the American Girl doll series and how I have my whole fake daughter, Braylon Emily, who's my little boss babe daughter, and how she's an American Girl doll. And since we're talking about the 90s, I've got my 90s Kids mug here as well. This mug is merch for my book, 90s Kids. This mug is available on my website, SavvyWritesBooks.com, linked below, along with signed copies of the book, 90s Kids. Those are available there as well. Check that out if you're interested. But today, ironically enough, we're actually not talking about 90s nostalgia. We're talking about the opposite. We're talking about what it means to love toys in the here and now, and how I recently saw an article put out by the Wall Street Journal that I found nothing short of offensive. And here's the thing, guys, it takes a lot to offend me, okay? I find pretty much everything funny. I am really, really easy to amuse. I find pretty much everything hilarious and is really hard to offend me. People come on my channel to leave hate comments, and they'll leave comments that'll be like, "You look gay," and I'll be like, "I was gay with your mom last night."
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Or people will leave comments that'll say something like, "Your outfit looks really ugly," and I'll just be like, "D's nuts," right? My point is, everything is funny. But this article on the Wall Street Journal left me feeling legitimately offended, which is not easy to do, so I'll give it some credit for that. Anyway, today we are going to take a look at the Wall Street Journal's incredibly offensive and infantilizing article, which is called "The Business of Selling Toys to Your Inner Child." More like selling toys to D's nuts, bitch.
Get you some nuts.
There was lots of memes.
Makes me wonder if I should take up lesbianism.
Chicago. You guys asked for it.
What's up, my fellow small business supporters? I'm Savvy. Welcome back to Savvy Writes Books, the channel where we talk about books and business, and toys is something that's extremely related to that for me, because not only am I currently working on the first draft of a non-fiction book that I'm writing about the power of playing with toys to generate creative ideas for your writing. That book is called Conversations with My Puppet. It's still in the first draft. That's one of my many writing works in progress right now. Not only am I doing that, but as I mentioned earlier, I am also the owner of the business Forever Home Friends, which produces books and toys about real rescue dogs and now cats as well. Our first ever cat book, Max the Vampire Kitty, is now available, linked in the description below. But anyway, toys has always been a part of my life as a creative business owner and my livelihood and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about today, but before we get into it, please subscribe. Please go hit the little subscription button real quick. Leave the video a like or a dislike. I don't care. It's engagement either way. I just want you to help me get engagement. And in addition, ring the little notification bell. That way you'll be notified when new videos go live. I wanted to wear this jacket the whole video, but I'm getting too warm with all these lights in here, and the fact that I want to drink some tea out of my 90s Kids mug while I do this. Anyway, let's read this Wall Street Journal article called "The Business of Selling Toys to Your Inner Child." Now, I will say, I like that she and her doll have a matching outfit. I think that is very cool. If you guys haven't seen it already, I celebrated my 30th birthday by going to the American Girl Doll Cafe, where my American Girl doll and I also wore matching outfits. She's a doll that I modified to look just like me. I took my first ever American Girl doll that I got circa 1998. Anyway, I gave her new hair, trimmed her hair, gave her new hairstyle, repainted her face, gave her freckles, did all the stuff to make her look like me, and then I got her a suit on Etsy that looked just like my suit. So we were matching suits to the American Girl doll store. It was really, really cute. So I love it when a person and their doll have matching outfits. I think it is so cute. I'm not sure what's going on back here with who put Josefina in the Harry Potter costume. Like, Was this picture taken just for this article? Oh, it's a Susan Newman financial advisor who has a collection of American Girl dolls. Good for you, Susan. I'm trying not to judge because today we're all about non-judgment, but putting Josefina in the Harry Potter outfit was a choice. When I'm filming this video, which is in advance, it's mid-October, and I'm still considering whether I want to get my Josefina doll a Dia de los Muertos dress from the American Girl store because I think that would be cute. The Harry Potter dress doesn't work for her. Like, I'm sorry, I'm policing how other people play with toys, but I'm like, American Girl dolls are from American history. Harry Potter is British fantasy. It doesn't go. But I'm just being a bitch. Sorry. The person I need to be a bitch to today is not a person. It is a corporation of the entire Wall Street Journal. Susan, you live your life and you play with toys however you want to. I let my brother take Detective Pikachu to the American Girl store instead of a doll. So, you know what? None of this matters. Anyway, it says from American Girl to Build-A-Bear, companies that cater to children are tailoring more products and marketing around adult consumers who want toys for themselves. Now, on the surface, that sounds fantastic. Because, let me tell you, I love being able to go to a toy store and find stuff that's made for me. My American Girl dolls are all edgy and queer. They're all LGBTQ women who are all a little bit edgy. I've tattooed some of them. I've written "fuck the patriarchy" on some of my dolls. I'm a little bit weird when it comes to toys, okay? That's why it was wrong of me to judge her putting Josefina in the Harry Potter outfit, even though I still don't get it. Anyway, my point is that I love that there might be more catering to adults at toy stores because there's nothing more annoying than going into the American Girl store and finding out that the biggest size they have for the human size clothes is a children's large. Okay? A children's extra large I can maybe squeeze into. One time when I was at the American Girl store, the lady there gave me a children's extra large, but there was no way the dress would have fit over my shoulders because I am muscle mommy and I lift heavy weights multiple times a week, and now I've got big ass broad shoulders, so I cannot fit into the kids extra large anymore, but I can still fit into this jacket, which is nice. Anyway, I appreciate that they're doing that. However, that's not really where this article's going. Let's take a look at where it is going. Mattel Inc.'s American Girl. Oh god, who wants to vomit reading that? Yes, American Girl is owned by Mattel. No, none of the adult American Girl fandom is happy about that. We all are Pleasant Company stans originally. Guys, I'm considering getting a Pleasant Company tattoo on the back of my neck. I go back and forth on whether I actually want to do it because all the original runs of American Girl dolls pre-2000 have Pleasant Company engraved into the back of their neck. And it would just be yet another way that my doll and I will match. And second of all, I like Pleasant Company because I am Pleasant Company, like to have around in your life. I am Pleasant Company to spend your day with. So I thought it could have a cute little double meaning because I'm really friendly. But I don't know. Some people think that that might be cringe. And I don't want to be cringe. I'm 30. I don't think you lose your sense of cringe until you're 35. So maybe I'll just wait a little bit. Anyway, we stand Pleasant Company. Mattel Inc.'s American Girl now has new adult cocktails at its in-store cafes and grown-up dresses that mimic outfits worn by its dolls. Hold on, is that true? Where's the American Girl adult-sized dresses? This is on Redbubble, so no, that's one that someone made. Because, bro, I've been looking for clothes to match my doll for years, okay? And all I can do is try to squeeze into the kids extra large. Okay, someone made one on Etsy. That one's for the doll. This is someone made a custom Kirsten dress on Etsy. Okay. No, they don't. They've got clothes for girls. Where's clothes for adult women? Yeah, no, they still don't. The clothing? Is there adult clothing and I just missed it? I'm on this website like every fucking day. I think someone needed to fact check your article, bro, because there is no adult clothes on this website, okay? I'm not seeing it. Filters. Let's find it. Age. Is age 14 plus? Oh, is that for, like, adults? No, this is tote bags, my dude. These are tote bags. These are not clothes. Okay, this article fucking lied. Why the fuck you lying? That's what I want to say to the Wall Street Journal, okay? They do not have grown-up dresses for, unless someone knows where they are and I just haven't been able to find them despite my incessant looking and the fact that I am pretty in tune with the toy industry. Regardless, maybe I just missed something. Let me know in the comments below. However, I will say they do have cocktails. That is true. When I went to my 30th birthday brunch at the American Girl store, I got a mimosa. My mimosa was delicious. Most of my friends ordered cocktails as well. We had breakfast cocktails at the American Girl store brunch, and oh my god, was it wonderful. It was fantastic. So kudos. I was hoping they'd have mimosas, and then when I got there and they had mimosas, I was a happy person, okay? By the way, quick self-promo, since this video isn't sponsored, quick self-promo. If you like the fact that I do toy stuff and talk about dolls, I am now offering custom doll commissions on my website, SavvyWritesBooks.com. That is linked in the description below. And on that site, under the Dolls by Savvy category, there are some pre-made custom dolls that I've already made. And then in addition to that, you can look through my portfolio and you can see custom doll commissions. I actually just finished up a commission that I have to ship out tomorrow, but I have done some custom doll work for people before. I have one where I do dolls of people's moms, which is kind of fun. I call it Your Mom Dolls just because I always wanted to name a business Your Mom. I thought that would be funny. So if you're interested in custom doll commissions, you can get those done there, where I will take an existing American Girl doll. You don't have to buy a doll or anything. I will do the whole thing. I'll find one that has a good face mold and skin tone to match you or your mom or whoever you want to make it for. I will do new hair, new hairstyling, haircut, and color. I can do tattooing on arms and legs, not on chest because it tends to bleed a little bit, and I'm still working on that, but I can do tattooing on them. I can give them piercings, and I repaint their faces and do makeup on them and stuff like that. So if you're interested in a custom doll, link in the description below. Let's continue. Lego has more than 100 sets designed specifically for adults. Yes, complex Lego sets are wonderful. I think complex Lego sets are super fun, and I never thought that that was trying to like relive nostalgia. Was Lego for kids? I guess it was. I don't know. I guess I just never grew out of toys. We're gonna get into that. Build-A-Bear, which lets kids design their own teddy bears, has a line of racy stuffed animals for customers 18 and over. That's hilarious. Even McDonald's is now serving adult Happy Meals. Yes, you get a toy. Wait, okay, is this true? First of all, I feel like we need to fact check this. Wait, hold up. Build-A-Bear Workshop, Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange code is BBW. That's a racy thing. That's racy within itself. Is it that, that's a porn category, my dude. Hold on, let me look this up. Build-A-Bear adult toys. I don't know what I'm about to get. Stuffed animals for adults. Oh, I gotta enter. Oh, I hate when I have to scroll. I was born in 1992. I am 30. Are these... I mean, these are... They made it sound like these are like sexy bears. these are not like... These are not racy. They're just like nostalgic. There's like E.T. They're just like nostalgic for stuff that like millennials and late Gen Xers would have in their childhood, like E.T. and stuff like that. And like Hello Kitty. Yeah, what? Okay, this article is I have to keep fact checking fucking everything in this article because this is like one of the most poorly written articles I've ever come across, especially because they got me excited for these grown-up dresses that don't fucking exist. Grown-ups have long looked into childhood playthings for nostalgia, comfort, or value as collectibles, inspiring a nickname within the toy industry. Kidults. Okay. Well, maybe I'm just completely out of the loop, as I tend to be a lot because I'm very absent-minded. However, I have been in the toy industry for 5 years as a person who runs a business that produces stuffed animals, and I was very heavily involved in the American Girl fandom for a long time before that, and was also an adult Barbie collector. Basically, I've been a toy collector as an adult for my entire adult life, and I have never heard the term kidults until this article. That is cringe, my dude. That is the stupidest, what's the term, portmanteau? That is the stupidest portmanteau I have ever heard in my life. I absolutely hate that. That makes me shudder. Don't ever say kidults around me ever again, please. Because, no, I am not a child, dude. And this is what I want to get into. I am not a child, and I don't like being infantilized for my interests. This is one of the themes that I'm getting into when I'm writing the book Conversations with My Puppet, where I talk about, the working title is Conversations with My Puppet, A Professional's Guide to Playful Creativity, and it's this book that I'm writing about how we can use toys, puppets, plushies, things that we would play with and have a good time with, and we would use those things as ways to generate creative ideas for our writing or generate new ideas for a business. That's what the book is about. And in that book, I write extensively about how much I hate this notion that we equate people's maturity to their interests. It's really, really weird. Just because you have an interest that is an interest that's friendly for kids to also have, it doesn't mean that you're trying to go back to nostalgia or you're trying to feed your inner child or anything like that. It's not that deep. Sometimes you just like things and you just like them. Like Animal Crossing, for example. Or Mario Party. I think Nintendo is actually a great example of a company that makes things for everybody. Like, pretty much all of Nintendo's games, I feel like, don't have demographics. Or I guess everything has demographics, but they don't have like a demographic that you think, oh, this game is targeted at young men 18 to 24. Like, you don't think in that specific of terms, because a lot of Nintendo stuff is targeted at everyone. Like, you think, who plays Animal Crossing? Everyone. If someone who was 5 told you they played Animal Crossing, you'd be like, that's cool. If someone who was 52 told you they played Animal Crossing, you'd be like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Neither would surprise you, right? Same thing with like Mario Kart. If someone told you they play Mario Kart, you can't know, like, you're not going to be able to picture like an age or gender or anything from that, really. It's kind of just everybody. And I think that's one way to look at this, is like, there are things that are not inappropriate for kids, that are perfectly friendly for kids and that they can enjoy as well, but also an adult doing them is not out of the norm. And that's a place where I'd like to get to with toys. That playing with toys is not necessarily nostalgia. It's not retreating into the comfort of childhood. It's not trying to work with our inner child on some psychological level. It's just fun, dude. It's not that deep. I just like toys. It's not that deep. Anyway, don't ever say kidults around me ever again or I'll fucking vomit. This market came of age during the pandemic. Oh, no, it did not. Dude, nobody fact checked this gross ass article. This article is full of fucking lies. As many Americans look to reconnect with their past as a way of reducing stress, becoming a key driver of new sales of everything from games to trading cards. Oh, I forgot. Nobody played video games before the pandemic. Yeah, no one did that. No adults played Minecraft before the pandemic. Nobody did that. There were absolutely no adults playing Pokemon Black and White back in 2011. No, there was none of that. Games, trading cards? You ever been... Magic the Gathering tournaments have never had any adults at them before the pandemic. This is absolute insanity, because none of this is true. Like, this article's like trying to rewrite history. This is nobody fact-checked this. I could determine that from the beginning. Rachel Wolf, I apologize, but you fucked up on this article. It's really bad. Some of the country's biggest toy companies are now trying to build on that momentum with new products, e-commerce sites, and marketing. People age 18 and up account for 14% of U.S. toy industry sales for the 12-month period ended June 30th, according to market researcher NPD Group Inc., up from 9% in 2019. Good, I'm glad to hear that. I agree that it's possible that the pandemic could have driven up toy sales for a few reasons. One being, people are doing more stuff at home, so they might want to spend money on stuff they can enjoy at home rather than, going out and doing stuff out in public or spending money on big out in public experiences during a time when it wasn't safe to do that because COVID was spreading so fast. That's one reason. Another reason could be just that, during the pandemic, people maybe at home rediscovered some of their old toys and realized, oh, I want to get back into this, and wanted to revisit an old hobby. I don't know, it's just talking about it reducing stress. I don't agree that that's the only reason. Okay. The $5.6 billion in sales to this group was up 26%, the second biggest rise after customers aged 12 to 17. The most popular items for older consumers were building sets, think Legos, traditional plush, think stuffed animals. So, thank you for defining plush for me. This article is not written by anyone who's ever played with a toy. And action figures. Think Star Wars and Marvel characters. Thank you for defining what very obvious categories of toys are. Thank you. I much appreciate that. Also, Legos have been a thing for adults to play with for a long time. You guys remember the Lego movie when it came out in 2013? I love the Lego movie. It was the first movie I ever watched after having an edible. And I was high as shit in the movie theater. That hit halfway through the Lego movie and I was like, whoa! The Lego movie colors, they hit my eyes so hard. Dude, the Lego movie is great. Anyway, my point with all of that is, people have been playing with Legos for a long time, and adults building complex Lego sets has never not been a thing. And in addition to that, like in Chicago, if you go to the Water Tower place, that's where the American Girl store is. Right next door to the American Girl store is the Lego store. If you go into the Lego store, for years it has been filled with complex Lego sets for adults to do. Legos have, as far as I know, I wasn't around back in the early 80s. Maybe back then Legos were primarily for kids, but as long as I can remember, there have always been more simplistic Lego sets that a lot of kids will do, and then there have always been complicated ones that adults have liked to do. I don't remember there ever being a world where that wasn't the case, but okay. Shout out to the American Girl store. I had this burger at my birthday brunch. I had it cooked medium rare, and it was nice and pink inside, the way that my mom hated it. She got hers well done. I got these fries. They were really good, and I didn't have this drink, but I think one of my friends did, and I did have a mimosa. It was wonderful. Toy executives and analysts see this moment different than any other periods of nostalgia-based buying. Why are you calling it nostalgia-based? Just cut out nostalgia. This is just based. Buying toys is based. It's not, it doesn't have to be nostalgia-based, okay? I am into toys as an adult. I actually like toys as an adult more than I did as a kid. As a kid, I was obsessed with being a little boss babe, so I was always, like, trying to write novels and start businesses and, like, drawing diagrams of things that I wanted to create, and, like, going up, I'd go to Toys R Us with my family, and instead of shopping for toys, I'd, like, ask to speak to the manager, like a little mini Karen. I'd be like, can I speak to the manager? Here's a product I'm designing. How can we go about getting this into your store? Like, that was me as a child, okay? I was a little boss babe. I didn't give a shit about playing. I just wanted to be successful. And then as an adult, now I love playing. So it's not nostalgia. I don't even have much nostalgia for childhood because my childhood sucked. So as an adult, I discovered a lot of the hobbies that I have now in my 20s and 30s. So I don't like this at all. It's not always nostalgia based. Sometimes it's just based. Instead of stashing figurines unopened on a shelf, adults are actively engaging with the dolls, stuffed animals, and toy weapons many had previously put away after childhood. We've been doing this all along. There's also a broader social acceptance of kidult preference. God damn it. I'm not even intoxicated and you made me read that twice. I agree that there's broader social acceptance in general. Mainly, I think that, for example, you get these shows like Stranger Things that come out that show a lot of people playing Dungeons and Dragons, and then, you know, a ton of Dungeons and Dragons groups spring up. And that's not to say that there weren't a ton of Dungeons and Dragons groups before that, because so many of my friends are really into D&D. My brother's actually like a content creator for D&D stuff, and he's really popular with it. You know what was funny? When my brother and I were together, we did a live stream together a couple months ago, and it turns out that we have fans in common. Like, some people who watch this channel also get his D&D stuff. I'll pop his stuff up on the screen real quick. I just thought that was funny that there are some people who were fans of both of us and just didn't even know we were siblings. Isn't that funny? Anyway, my point with that is I know a ton of people who do D&D and stuff like that, and yeah, I think it has been really growing in popularity over the past decade or so. I've seen a lot more people getting into it. But I don't think that that trend has come out of nowhere, because in a lot of cases, I think we saw, especially with this past generation, a lot of people getting really into certain types of play, whether that be like, you know, playing with toys or playing card games or playing board games or whatever, and then just not stopping. You sometimes see these things where it's like, okay, when you're a kid, you play with toys, and then you put them away, or you keep them to pass down to your kids, and then you go and get other hobbies, and then as an adult, maybe you'll become a toy collector, or maybe you'll give your kids toys, but you won't really play with them the same way. But there's always expected to be a period in between, in like the middle and high school years, where you're just not interested in toys at all. However, with a lot of the millennial generation, what I've personally seen is a lot of people just not giving up toys in the first place, or not giving up video games, or not giving up trading card games, or just not giving up the things that you're interested in just because there's like some weird social expectation that you have to. And I think that's part of the fact that there's been a lot more acceptance of like nerd culture, and you know, it like movies in the 80s and 90s portrayed like the nerds are getting stuffed in lockers. That didn't really happen when I was in high school. Being into nerdy stuff just meant that you found other friends who were interested in the same hobbies as you, and there was never really any issue with it. At least that was just my personal experience. So I think along with that acceptance of like nerd culture and lots of big blockbuster movies coming out that were part of properties that people considered like nerdy stuff in the past, I think more people just kind of held on to their interests and never let them go in the first place. And that's definitely been the case for me. I mean, look at this. Do I look like someone who's been packing all of my interests away? I don't think so. But can we just not say kidult, because I am not a child in any way, shape, or form. I am a 30-year-old woman who enjoys playing with toys and never stopped enjoying playing with toys, and there's nothing childlike about the way that I play with toys. I play with toys because it's fun. My dolls are tattooed. They are edgy lesbians. They're feminists. They go to pride parades. They go to protests and held up my body, my choice signs. Basically, my dolls wear thick eyeliner. I made a doll of Bex from 90s Kids. She's got a Nirvana t-shirt. I get custom-made stuff for my dolls. My doll of Savvy has a Northwestern sweatshirt, and she goes tailgating with me, and she has her own little mini doll alcohol bottle, okay? My point is, I'm not a kid. I just like toys. So this whole kidult thing is just really gross and offensive to me. There's nothing wrong with being a kid. I'm just not. I don't like to be called something that I'm not. Susan Newman, a 34-year-old financial advisor, has a collection of American Girl dolls and is a member of online communities dedicated to them. Miss Newman, who lives in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia, says she feels like a trendsetter. Yeah, you know what? Susan, I think you and I would be friends if you can forgive me for judging that you put Josefina in a Harry Potter outfit. I see people in retirement who are like, gosh, I wish I had done, and I don't live that way. I'm going to live like I want to. Hell yeah, go Susan. Just like, get her the Dia de los Muertos dress, okay, please? This past week, McDonald's reached out to a similar set of buyers with the introduction of a new Happy Meal for adults. Its Cactus Plant Flea Market box is a limited-time collaboration with fashion brand Cactus Plant Flea Market, a designer worn by musicians such as Pharrell Williams and Kanye West. So what's in here? Oh, there's no picture of it. Inside the golden-handled box is either a 10-piece chicken nugget order or a Big Mac plus medium fries with a medium drink. Each also comes with 1 of 4 figurines depicting altered versions of old-school McDonald's mascots. Okay, that's interesting. That's kind of cute. So here's the American Girl dolls. First of all, love Addie. Addie is a queen. We love her. We've got Molly in her 1940s school outfit over here. I always loved Molly's wire-framed glasses. Josefina, get the fuck out of the Harry Potter outfit, please. And then she's got like a Disney Lego castle over here, which is super cute. I like this woman's toy setup. It's very cool. Some of the world's biggest toy companies are making a play for this emerging audience by creating adult-only e-commerce portals. One is Hasbro, which makes everything from Nerf Play-Doh and My Little Pony to Power Rangers, Dungeons & Dragons, and Marvel and Star Wars action figures. It now has a site geared to adults called Hasbro Pulse that sells an exclusive lineup of toys and pose ideas for new ones with the pledge to produce them once a potential product meets a certain threshold. That's cool. Oh, dude! Look at these people here with their matching American Girl doll outfits. I love this. We've got Felicity. Here we go. Susan Newman Wright and her sister left dressed up with the dolls when they were younger. That is cute. So she's got Samantha and they're matching. Yeah, they don't sell these out. Maybe they do sell, because like clearly Susan up here has a matching outfit with her doll. I don't know where she got it, but I cannot find where to buy that. Maybe I'm just like totally lost, but I want to know where to buy that. Another brand associated with children, Build-A-Bear, is increasingly reliant on older customers who want to design their own stuffed animals at some of the company's retail locations across the country. Love Build-A-Bear. Love Build-A-Bear. Always have. Adult birthday celebrations, wedding showers, and corporate events are becoming a larger part of the company's business, says Chief Executive Sharon Price John. At one recent summit for cloud software giant Salesforce, for example, workers were able to dress their bears in company-branded merchandise. That's fucking dystopian. I hate that. I hate that so much. I think thanks I hate it would be appropriate here. Oh my god. I love that adults are enjoying their time at Build-A-Bear. I hate that they put their Build-A-Bear toys in Salesforce branded outfits. Mommy, I want to dress my teddy bear like he's from a corporation. I'm saying mommy there in an adult way because I'm muscle mommy. Teens, tweens, and adults now account for 40% of sales. That's awesome. So here's Build-A-Bear. I do love Build-A-Bear. I may have to go back to Build-A-Bear at some point. I think Build-A-Bear is super cute, and I love dressing my Forever Home Friends plushies in Build-A-Bear outfits. Last year, Build-A-Bear also launched an 18 and over e-commerce site called The Bear Cave, where adult consumers can order items such as a werewolf wearing boxer briefs or a Bring the Bubbly rabbit holding a bottle of rosé. Okay, is that this? Is this The Bear Cave? No, it just says stuffed animals for adults. Maybe I looked up the wrong thing. Build-A-Bear, The Bear Cave. That sounds gay. Is the Bear Cave gonna be gay? Oh, this is what I was missing over here. All right, we've got the Mean Girls talent show. That's actually really, really cute. I love that. For the most part, these don't seem like inappropriate for children. They just seem like more geared toward adults, like the Lord of the Rings, like Friends stuff. Most young children probably aren't watching Friends. That was a thing that people who grew up in the 90s mostly watched. I guess they have a t-shirt that says it's wine o'clock somewhere. You're probably not going to want to get your kid an alcohol-themed bear because that would be weird and wrong. So I get that. So I guess this is more adult-themed in general. Oh, dude, they got the Matrix? Can I get the Matrix? Can I get a bear that says take the red pill? Hold on, no, you can't. But this is fucking cute. Hold on, I really love that. I love this Matrix bear. Ooh, After Dark. Is this where like the racy ones are? Oh, hey, look at this. These are where all the bears that drink are. This is where all the stuffed animals that are getting drunk. I love this sloth wearing the Only Santa Can Judge Me. That's funny. I love that. So this monkey says only Santa can judge me as well, and he's drinking a beer. So it mostly seems like the clothes are what's geared at adults because they have a lot of alcohol themed ones that says like here for the booze, and you can get them a little beer thing. That's cute. That is cute. This one is a fucking furry over here. Okay, they weren't wrong. They do have adult stuff for Build-A-Bear. I'll give that to them. Maybe they do also have adult stuff for American Girl dresses, but I just can't find them. Another reason I think that it's possible that adults might be getting into toy stuff is that when you're an adult and you have disposable income, like, you can just buy whatever toys you want. When you're a kid, either your parents have to buy it for you, or you have to, like, either if you're young, you might save up your allowance, or you have to save up what you make, like, working at a summer job or something. It's a lot harder to just buy whatever you want when you're a kid. You don't have money freedom. And a lot of times adults don't either, because your income has to go to your living expenses and things like that. But if you're like me and you're living the double income, no kids life, then you just go out to eat and buy toys all the time, and you don't worry about anything. It's pretty great. Adults are also a newer focus for American Girl, a company that got its start in 1986 making dolls and books that depicted young girls living through different periods of American history, which is why a Harry Potter collection makes no fucking sense. Harry Potter is not American and it's not historical. When the company re-released the first 6 American Girl dolls in their original outfits in May 2021, roughly half went to grown-ups buying them for themselves. Well, that makes sense because they released them in their original outfits. Who would care about the dolls being in their original outfits? Probably people who wanted them when they were originally released, who are now in their 30s. That would make sense to me. Do they have Pleasant Company neck tattoos? That's all I care about. So Miss Siegelman, who I believe is Mattel's senior vice president, Miss Siegelman is taking various steps to reach this older audience. She helped plan an adult-only product launches for new collections, including a line of travel bags with lifestyle brand Stony Clover Lane. In the spring, American Girl released a set of floral frocks in partnership with the brand Love Shack Fancy that came in doll, kid, and adult sizes. Okay, so the adult things were like, that was like one release. They made it sound like, they made me think that they had clothes for adults for sale right now. Because I did see some of those Love Shack Fancy dresses. They were ugly as shit, and I didn't buy one. Anyway, ranging from $24 for the 18-inch doll to $385 for grown-up sizes. Well, who the fuck would buy that? That's way too expensive. I'll just keep trying to squeeze. You know what? I'll just make my own clothes. Or I'll just go on Etsy and buy doll clothes to fit the clothes that I already have, clothes that fit my doll, so that my doll and I can match. I'll buy the human size clothes first in reasonable prices, and then I'll find doll stuff to match it. The company also recently revamped the menus at its 5 full-service in-store restaurants across the country, which now feature fewer chicken nuggets and more light bites, as well as a more robust cocktail list. We love the cocktail list. We love it. Miss Siegelman attributes some of the uptick in interest among adult consumers to social media. Videos tagged American Girl doll have a collective 361 million views on TikTok. That's not very much. A collective 361 million views. I do have a TikTok account, and my TikTok is called Savvy Makes Dolls, and it's where I post videos about myself making dolls and things like that, and I show my doll modification process, and my doll modification videos don't get many views. I think that the doll modification community is much stronger on Instagram than on TikTok, so a collective 361 million views, dude, that's nothing. For all of them? For the entirety of TikTok? That's actually really bad. But maybe they have more on Instagram. The backstories the company creates for each doll has spawned internet memes from people dreaming up their own character traits to using the format of "We need an American Girl doll who," one showing a doll with a bag of shredded cheese, read, "We need an American Girl doll who eats cheese out of the bag with her hand." Are you going to credit the person who created it, or are you just going to use their words on here? And this is what I hate about traditional media, is they're always like, you're an internet creator. We don't really have to cite you. You're just an internet creator. Yeah. What was the username of the person who created it? Are we just gonna plagiarize? Is that all we're doing? Okay. Kelsey Silvera, 27, and Marley Stokes, 25, recently visited an American Girl store in New York City as a lighthearted tribute to their childhood selves. The women didn't expect to buy anything, but each ended up purchasing miniature stuffed dogs that resembled pets they owned back home. That's cute. Where did you find these random-ass people to interview? Why wasn't I interviewed for this? I went to the American Girl store brunch for my 30th birthday in a matching suit with my doll, and while I was there, I dropped a fuckload of money. I got Claudie, the new American Girl doll from 1922. She's one of my favorites. You read her book, this girl is like on Kit's level. She's that cool, okay? She's pretty fucking awesome. Miss Newman, the 34-year-old financial advisor who collects American Girl dolls, visited the cafe at the same New York City location so she could have mimosas with a friend to celebrate picking out a wedding dress. Good for you, Miss Newman. I like Miss Newman. Next to her, a doll sat clipped to the table in a tiny chair with a miniature plate and coffee cup assembled in front of it. Miss Newman says she's planning an American Girl-themed bachelorette party. Hell yeah! Not all her bridesmaids have American Girls of their own, but they don't have to worry because I have 7, she joked. Dude, that was me. I brought, I want to say like 11 American Girl dolls with me to pass out to my friends, and then in addition to that, there's my Sean Boston puppet, my friend RK. He brought the Sean Boston puppet to the American Girl store, and I gave my brother a Detective Pikachu, and I gave my dad a Wrigley plushie from the Forever Home Friends. And then my mom, she had the custom American Girl doll I made of Daisy, who is the 90-year-old woman from my book One Final Vinyl. So a few people had dolls that were of my book characters as well. And of course I brought the doll of myself, which was wearing my suit. Ms. Siegelman, the company president, says American Girl has only scratched the surface of future plans to lure more mature audiences to the stores. I have mixed feelings about this. I do like that they are catering to older audiences because the truth is that toys aren't just for kids. At the same time, I like that a lot of that market has been targeted by a lot of independent creators and small businesses. American Girl is nothing close to a small business anymore. It's owned by Mattel now. It's a big business. It's part of the big corporation world. And I like that a lot of the stuff is the markets for, you know, buying clothes that would be targeted more at adults has been done by a lot of handcrafters on Etsy and things like that, and they've been thriving in that market. One thing that was really big was that, you know, for a while American Girl dolls had very traditional, you know, hair colors and things like that because they were meant to represent dolls throughout history. So if people wanted to make their American Girl dolls a little bit more edgier or nonconformist or counterculture, a lot of people would do customizations where they'd give their dolls like bright pink hair, or they would give them, you know, mermaid hair with different colors and things like that. And that was something that you would go to an artist on Etsy or an artist on Instagram, you'd find their website or something, but you would go to a small creator to get those things done, and now the company's kind of producing those things as well. So to some extent, I'm kind of like, I'd rather get it from the small creators, but at the same time, I also like that they are going to cater to more adult audiences, so I would definitely like to see more of that. Older customers have the means to be able to get what they want, she says. Exactly. That's what I said. That's what I said. Let's show the conversation. I'm curious, because I have thoughts too. Calling Dr. Freud. Matching clothes and cocktails at American Girl stores? No. I'll never grow up. I'll never grow up. No, that's the thing. In what way is this being a child? In what way is having a cocktail with your doll, in what way does that make you a child? In what way are dolls inherently childlike? You need to tell me. In what way? Because I make money playing with toys. I have a business that produces toys. A big chunk of my career is toy related. So I'm probably making I'm making more money off of playing with toys than you are off of complaining about people playing with toys, so who's doing better in a capitalist society, Linda? Also, you shouldn't call Dr. Freud for anything. Dr. Freud thinks we want to fuck our moms. And I want to fuck your mom, Linda, not my own mom, okay? Sure, why not? How is this any different than model train enthusiasts? I completely agree. And being a model train enthusiast has never been just a kid's only hobby before, and that's always been acceptable. So again, I don't think this is a new phenomenon. People being playful with things into their adult years has always been a thing, and nowadays it's more of a thing in current culture, and I agree with that, but I just don't like the equating of it to being childlike in some way. Children's toys for adults isn't a new concept. I agree. Motorcycles are the best adult toys by far. I mean, they're kind of dangerous, but they can be fun, I get it. Christopher says, I find this the aesthetic and consumeristic expression of the underlying truth that we have become a deeply privileged and sheltered society, not to mention an infertile one. Having hobbies makes you privileged and sheltered and also infertile. Okay, cool. I wouldn't get snarky about it all, except not only do my fellow millennials purchase and hoard toys and pop culture memorabilia like 8-year-olds who got $200 in cash from their grandma for Christmas, but some have developed a rather self-righteous attitude about... About what? At some point in the last few years, being a childless 30-something with a house wallpapered with Star Wars and superhero posters and stuffed toys intended for elementary school children has become something of a status symbol, a mark of intellectual superiority. I don't think I'm intellectually superior because I'm 30 years old and have no kids and have toys all over. You guys think this room is full of a lot of toys? You have not seen my living room and my basement, okay? Tyler and I are both toy collectors, and our house is all like this, okay? And I think it's pretty great. I don't think I'm intellectually superior to anyone. If you have different hobbies than me, go for it. Like, some adults play fantasy football. I've joined fantasy football leagues before too, but like, in what way is playing with toys different than doing like a fantasy football type of thing? You're just doing a thing for fun. Who cares? And not having kids has nothing to do with it. I just don't want to have kids. That sounds painful. And this is perpetuated by the centrality of Twitter and other social media dominated by like-minded and voracious pop culture and toy consumers who, with their excessive free time, have created an ecosystem of self-congratulations and affiliate links. Some skepticism is warranted. You know what else is warranted? A trip to the r/IamVerySmart subreddit. That is where Christopher here belongs, because he sounds like a very, very smart person who was #born in the wrong generation, right? You're not like other millennials. You're so much better than us. this person, I like Mary here who calls this out, because Christopher's over here calling us deeply privileged and sheltered, and Mary's like, whose grandma would give $200 for one Christmas? That's a good point. Christopher, was your grandma giving you $200 every Christmas? Because if so, I don't think I'm the privileged one, buddy. I do think that the core message behind this article was somewhat offensive to me, and that is that people are buying toys as a way to like relive their childhoods, or buying toys because they want to escape the stress of adulthood. The whole kidults thing still makes me want to vomit. And just the fact that there's an article out there, I feel like this writer missed a huge opportunity, which is she's writing this article about the idea that adults are playing with toys more than ever now, that toys are something that adults are getting really, really invested in, and she missed the complete opportunity to draw a potential conclusion that maybe this meant that our hobbies don't determine our maturity, and that toys aren't just for kids, and that toys really are for everybody, instead choosing to take this very common angle that we've often seen with this story before, which is that adults who like to play with toys are doing so to feed their inner child. That's even in the title of the article, The Business of Selling Toys to Your Inner Child. I'm not selling to my inner child. When I buy toys, I'm not buying them for my inner child. I'm buying them for the current version of me, who actually enjoys toys a lot more as an adult than I did as a child. So I think it's really weird, and it's acting like it kind of reads someone's mind to be able to do that. In the story, like, none of the quotes from people she interviewed really showed any signs that they were buying these toys for their inner child, or that they were playing with toys as a way to escape from their adulthood problems, or that they were a kidult. I don't believe anyone other than the article used that term. None of this showed that they were trying to, like, feed childhood nostalgia, or that this had any connection to their childhoods whatsoever. I mean, we did see Susan Newman and her sister that they liked American Girl dolls as a kid and as an adult, but that doesn't mean that their adult interest in it is tied to the fact that they're trying to relive their childhood days or anything. It could just be a lifelong interest that you had. Like, I've been interested in writing and reading since I was a kid, and I don't look at reading books as trying to feed my inner child. I read books as an adult, just like I play with toys as an adult. So I think it's really weird that this article didn't go down the path of, what if this means that playing with toys is not inherently tied to childhood, that the concept of playing and being imaginative and creative with fun objects that are there just for the pure joy of it and not to serve a specific productive purpose, that maybe that concept isn't something that's a sign of immaturity, but rather that we should all be able to have those opportunities to behave that way, because life isn't just about working until we die and about procreating. Like, we've been viewing humanity as way too transactional this whole time, when in reality, no matter what age you are, it's perfectly normal to do things that you just find fun and not have any further strings attached to it. That's my takeaway from all of this, and I just really don't like people equating toys with childhood. Because while a lot of people did play with toys as children, I play with toys more as an adult than I did as a child, and I don't like that there's the equating of it with being a child, because I don't think there has to be a connection there. Anyway, I'm writing about this in a new book. I'm curious to hear all of your guys' thoughts in the comments below as well, but otherwise, I'll see you guys later this week for some more videos. In the meantime, please keep on supporting small businesses and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!
Get you some nuts.
There was lots of memes.
Makes me wonder if I should take up lesbianism.
Chicago. You guys asked for it.